Ladies and gentlemen, October the 16th at the Rod Laver Arena. That is the worst Australian accent you've ever heard, but it is time for the rematch between Devin Haney and George Ferocious Kambosis. My old prediction from the first fight is in there when I said Haney would school him, and he did. And George Kambosis Jr. has got this sense of entitlement, like that is some sort of great, amazing boxer off one win against Teofimo Lopez and a win against a lighter Lee Selby, who was never really powerful. I like Kambosis. I think he's good for the industry. He talks the talk, but in the last fight, he didn't walk it. And all that talk just basically meant nothing. Sort of like Teofimo versus him. He got himself into the A-side fighter privilege, which basically means you become the A-side or the man for a minute, and then you start talking about how you're the best thing since sliced bread. And on his skills, he's a great brawler, and this may seem straight talking, but I'm going to say it how it is. Devin Haney is going to school George Ferocious Kambosis again in another arena. It seems like a money fight. I don't see any way in which Kambosis can set up Haney to make it an interesting fight, because Haney is just too boring. He's too good. Too boring. Which means he's too disciplined. The best fighters are usually the most defensive and disciplined. And Haney has just took the Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker textbook sort of thing of do what you can to win, which Devin Haney's never going to be an exciting fight. But it doesn't matter because he wins. And I'm just straight talking here, guys. I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm just going to straight talk and tell you, instead of trying to sell the fight as if it's going to be an amazing fight. What possibilities does George Kambosis have of winning this fight? Okay. I didn't think he'd win the first one. So now I think he's just going to get even more desperate unless he can be more disciplined. You can blame the referees all you want, but if you're not doing something to change that, so you can't get in on the inside and you're an inside fighter, then maybe you have to be better on the outside. But you can't because you're not good enough. So, point blank period, unless he can get in on the inside of Haney, he can't win. There's no way I see Kambosis winning. I'd like it because I like his character. I think he talks a talk. He's good for boxing. He fights anyone. He's going to become a bit like Kambosis soon, where he might take L's against top level and then win against guys similar. So what I'm saying is, if he fights a brawler, he will win. Probably. If he fights a boxer, a really good one with discipline on his A game, then I don't see Ferocious Kambosis getting anything this time. I just think it's going to be another boring fight with a shutout, because the last fight was awful. A crowd may change it, but I don't think he's going to change it any. He's going to make it in more. He's going to punch more in volume, but I just think he's going to leave gaps. There's two skill levels, and the sets aren't the same. In boxing, it only takes one, but that's if the guy that's really good shuts off. If they're on it for 100% throughout the fight. I've been watching boxing since 1990, man, 1989, like, and it's showing in my predictions. I'm 126, and no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm earning it. I'm 126. I'm 23 on fight predictions. It's because I see what others don't, and like when you're watching it, and it's like just hit him and just do that. It's easy to say that when you're a certain weight or they're doing everything in their capability to block it. The only way I see this fight going different is if Haney just sort of takes his foot off the gas and sort of thinks, going to school him again, and gets caught. But he's too fundamentally sound and pristine and accurate, and also tough, and he's a lot bigger than Kambosis, and I think that showed. There's no way of getting in there. He's too sharp, he's too smart, he's too defensive, and I hate to kill the buzz about this fight, but hey, there's a possibility Kambosis could knock him out. But it ain't happening. Not in this one. I don't feel it. I feel like Haney's just too crisp for him, too much of a ring IQ for such a young age as well. And he's only going to get better. Kambosis will go again. But for this fight, I'm ruling him out. I don't see a possible way he can win this next fight unless Haney slips. What I'm saying is, if Kambosis brings his best and Haney brings his best, there's only one winner. Again, it's Haney. If Kambosis brings his best and Haney's at an 80, he may have a chance of getting in there. But for the pundits who are going, go ferocious and all that, and I hate to knock you, but you're in for a bad night again, because I just think Haney's going to school him yet again, like I said in the first one. I'm at that stage now with my predictions where my told you souls are becoming almost like I'm annoying myself with them. I'm like, I told me so. That's where it's coming to now, because yeah, you tend to go with the favourites a lot, but you normally know who of the underdogs can get the win and who can't. And in this fight, I just don't see a change, guys. I'd like Kambosis to get something, but when the skillsmith isn't complacent and wants it just as much as well, you've got to want it. If the skill, it's like in football, it's like in anything. If the talent works harder than the hard work, then it always wins. If the hard work works harder than the talent, then it may have a chance. But, when hard work beats talent, when talent isn't hard working enough, blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing in boxing. So if Haney wants it and works as hard and doesn't take his foot off and wants it more and focuses, Haney's going to school Kambosis yet again. It's going to be another shutout. There may be areas where it'll get better for Kambosis, but I don't see enough adjustments or enough improvements. So I'm going with Devin Haney again. Another unanimous, probably another snooze fest. If it is more interesting, I still feel like Haney's going to do enough because he's defensively and offensively sound. Too sound in all areas. He's not exciting, but he wins. It's not about being exciting. It's about winning the rounds and getting the rounds under the belt. And for such a young age, he's quite mature in that. So I'm going Haney. Tell me what you think. Is ferocious Kambosis going to pull off the shock? I absolutely don't see it. And I didn't see it in the first fight. I don't know what he can do to adjust it in the next fight, because he didn't show enough in the first for me to think there's any chance in the second. In fact, I think the gaps might be wider. Peace. Tell me what you think. Am I talking bull crap? Put your comments in there. Do I know my boxing? Don't I? Put your comments in there. Peace. Check all my predictions under there, including the original. Take care.